absolutely. Yeah. So 2-3 selection is overseen by 2-2.
Yeah.
It has quickly got this reputation of being hard, and it was never supposed to be an easy day out.
DS-led march, what we take off. Front markers we're doing 5.5, 6k an hour.
All right, guys, about to meet Jan McMurray. I'm here in the Yorkshire Dales. Just arrived at the campsite. Jan is one of the key organisers of the event. So he is going to talk about his inspiration for the event, about the event itself, and if we're lucky, a bit about his experiences preparing for selection and actually getting selected for 2-3 SAS. So stay tuned. Here with Jimmy Freeth and Dan White. How's it going, guys?
Sweet as a nut. I'm going down to the pub now.
Exactly. Doing for the registration. This is going to be quite fun. The event is organised by former members of 2-3 SASG Squadron. So you'll see some interesting characters in a minute.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello.
See you.
Good to see you. I remember you last year. You overtook me on the return leg.
I did, yeah.
This time I'm going to pace myself on the out leg. Hopefully do a bit better. How's it going, mate?
Yeah,
good to see you.
Be the sweeper, so you will be faster than me because I'm going to be there with the sticks.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, mate. It's a registration over there, is it? Yeah. Hello, Diane, right?
Oh, hi.
Hi, I know you from the Facebook group. How are you, Ferdy? Hello, Ferdy. Good to meet you.
Paul.
Good to meet you, Paul. Hello, Mark.
Evening. We good?
All good, all good.
Yeah.
Yes, it while yeah. And it's just.
Don't to get him out. No,
Rises.
yeah. To be honest, as long as you got enough water, what you need.
I'm going to be alright.
New cap. Are you still in full para or have you?
Yeah, still 4 paras.
Oh, cool.
I've been in since 1st May 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, so
cool.
Been in
cool.
8 years.
Yeah. So you have to get your airborne, don't you? You jump out of the plane.
Yeah, I've jumped out. I've got British wings and I've got Italian wings, which I got at Tarnum. Did P Company at 36.
Age 36?
Age 36.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Any tips for people in their 30s wanting to join full para?
Pace yourself. Set yourself small goals. Don't go straight to I want the berry. Have that as the end, but go for smaller targets so it's easier to achieve.
So for full para, is it its own P company or how does it work?
There's a reserve P company.
Okay.
And it's the same standard as the regular
So you
one,
do the same test,
do the same tests, same weight, same timings. But the other thing is listen to the DS when they're giving advice regarding fitness. Just listen to them. They know what they're doing. They are the professionals.
Fantastic. So you must be one of the older people to have done P company, I reckon. Or are you aware of people that did it later in life?
I know some that. So Dan Mills, the guy that wrote Sniper 1.
Okay, yeah.
He did it in his mid to late 40s.
Really?
47.
Can I ask, in which regiment was he a sniper before then?
PWR. So
what does that mean?
Princess of Wales.
Ah, and then he got his maroon. So did he go into full para then? Yeah.
He left as a sergeant major, joined full para. From memory, because he was on my training team. So when I was the recruit, or Joe, he was one of the guys training us. Yeah.
Well done, mate. So you said you're looking to become a Padre, so you're not a Padre yet, are you?
No, I'm in the discernment process for the Church of England.
Okay. We hear about the mental pressures on soldiers, especially those who served the last decade or two. I guess this is where you also play a part, isn't it? Sort of spiritual well-being of...
That's right. So spiritual well-being, mental well-being. So it's not just the ecclesiastical side. If there's any familial issues, so for example, matrimonial issues is a big issue. If there are bereavements, the Padre, or indeed younger chaps out on tour first time away and it's a scary environment, they often lean heavily on the Padre.
Thanks very much for your service. That sounds really interesting. Good to meet you, mate. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Jan McMurray, Jan McMurray, how do I pronounce your name?
Jan.
Jan. Okay.
Jan, right.
So Are you the founder or one of the key organisers?
I'm one of the co-organisers, myself and Craig, who works on other events of this sort of nature. I was working on an event alongside him. I'd said I was thinking about doing this, and one thing led to another, and the pair of us set it up, really. So, and both of us involved in arranging it every year, really. So, fifth year, sixth year?
Fifth, okay.
Sixth year, I think. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a long time. But,
so for the viewers, I'm here for the Weekend 9 event, the Sabre 2-3 Weekend 9 event. It's my second time. I saw this year you've got just short of 100 people that signed up, I think.
Yeah, just shy of 100. 97 people signed up. 97 will not cross that start line. Never happens. So yeah.
And then even less will obviously cross the finish line.
That's the nature of this event, unfortunately.
Is it growing? Did you get more than last year?
Yeah, this is probably the most we've had. I think usually maybe 50 or 60 cross the start line. So I'm hoping of maybe 80 cross the start line.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So it is growing. It's getting a reputation for being a hard course, and quite rightly so.
Now, from my own experience, it's a brutal route, but it's not grim because it's glorious weather and it's not a good grass underfoot, which I quite like because I've got a bit of a dodgy left knee. It was very tough. 1.5 kilometers of vertical elevation from what I remember last year. At least 25k. I think it was even more when I got to the end. And looking back, and this is why I'm back here this year, it was a great event. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the challenge of the Sabre 2-3 Weekend 9, can you tell us a bit about that, Jan?
The event is based on the final weekend reserve selection. Reservists, like all reserve units, have full-time jobs, so a bulk of the training, a bulk of the selection process would be done at the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm going back now to the late 90s, early 2000s. So the way selection was done, the endurance phase would be a series of 9 weekends, starting from an initial formal weekend where everybody that had passed the pre-selection days would turn up, and then you would go through a series of weekends, the early ones being instructional weekends, out on the ground with the DS, teaching you how to map read. Eventually you would go on to what was called your test weekends, so weekend 6, 7 and 8, all test weekends. Weekend 8 used to be a 3-day weekend, and if it was passed, you progressed on to the next weekend. When you got to weekend 9, if you got to weekend 9, it was 1 DS-led speed march.
Right.
25 kilometres over the Howgills.
And how many people who would have turned up on day 1, week 1, would have even come to the start of weekend 9?
So it would vary. On my particular course, by the time we started weekend 1, there was about 110 guys throughout the squadrons that were all starting that selection process. A lot of people drop by the wayside very quickly. It's not for them, they're not fit enough. The test weekends, every squadron would come together. The jock squadrons, Leeds and Newcastle, they would all converge in this location because it was handy for everybody. But the test weekends were run as a regiment. On my first course, because I failed selection the first time, I failed on test week. By the time we got here, there was 32 left throughout the squadrons, and at the end of the day there was 10 people passed.
Wow.
10 out of the 32. And like I say this to everybody, the other 22 they'd all passed the other weekends, so you know they were all
fit guys to get this far, is what you're saying.
To get that far, and then 10 people went to test week.
You said by the time the candidates got to week 9, the DS running the week 9 event would be G Squadron. Is that right?
The squadrons would rotate through the weekend. There would be a lead squadron on each weekend. Weekend 9 seemed to form the G Squadron.
For those people who've done Fandans or perhaps Paris 10, there's a number of military-themed events out there. How would you describe weekend 9 if you compare it to, for instance, those two, like a Paris 10 or a Fandans?
I hate to say this, but first of all, it's harder. Yeah, it is. I've just been out there this morning and marked the route. I'll be honest with you, I always think to myself, we must just have been absolute animals. It's a tough route, never meant to be easy. Back to 2-3 selection, the idea was that whoever 2-3 sent to test week, they would pass test week. They didn't believe in sending a load of blokes down there. Tough event. You know, you've done it yourself. There's some steep hills. Most of it is on grass.
They go on. But the thing is, if you compare it to, say, Jacob's Ladder is a real bastard, and it goes on for a bit, but it feels like you've got some of the rolling hills here. They go on for twice as long.
They do. The other thing is with this particular route, it's harder on the way back. No doubt about it. It is harder on the way back. the 2 steep climbs are on the return leg. So it is definitely get the turnaround as quick as you can without killing yourself, give you plenty of time to get back and do the second leg. It has quickly got this reputation of being hard, and it was never supposed to be an easy day out. It really wasn't. It's still a hard sell. It really is a hard sell. The only other thing I would say is, you know, it is staffed by ex-badge lads. I don't know whether that puts a few people off, but you've done the event yourself. These are all great lads who are very supportive of anybody taking part in the event. One thing that always comes out of this event the days after is people will comment that it is a friendly event, given who it's being run by.
You were telling me about when you did your own selection. Maybe you could tell me that story about when people got towards the standard and then how it's determined who passes on.
Right, so even though the event does have a 4-hour, 50-minute cut-off, you could,
and to put it in perspective, fan dance I think is about 4 hours.
So this is 4 hours 50. The fan dance is done very early on in selection. This is
true,
done
actually.
late on in selection.
It's almost like a pre-screen.
It is, whereas this is done later on. Yes, even though there is this 4 hours 50-minute, the training team or the PSI, on the day there was a little bit of flexibility. This was run twice a year, once in June and then again January. So you can imagine in January, this can be covered in snow. In summer, it can be very hot. So there is a little bit of flexibility. It was my first weekend 9. And I was running back into the finish line, and DS Elliott, as I was running in, he was stood with his clipboard and he's shouting 18, 17, 16, 15. And when I passed him, his words were, "Skin of your teeth there, Mac." I was the second person back. And when I looked back, there was nobody coming. I thought,
this is
just me and the other bloke going to test week. When everybody was back, they called out 10 names. I was one of them. They said, "You 10 are going to test week." I just presumed they'd extended the time. It was only a few years after, when I became friends with Nick, he said that was the day the PSI just said, "It's red hot, let's have a look." And he just said, "First 10, go to test."
Yes.
That was his way. He just said first 10, regardless of time. The second time I did it, it was perfect conditions. And I was back well within the 450 with another load of blokes. I think it was about 11 of us went to test week the second time.
For the event tomorrow, has any of the civilian participants ever achieved the test standard?
You probably know that we have 2 categories. We have the running category, so we'll chuck them to one side because some of those guys can get back quite quick.
Of course, not carrying any weight.
Anybody carries, depending on their age, 35 pounds. So they're not carrying a weapon, for one. They're carrying a lot less weight and they're not carrying a weapon. One guy has done the event and he carried 55 pounds. Obviously no weapon, but he didn't make what would have been the cut-off. He's a little bit older than your average recruit and he's not training every other weekend.
That's true. That's true. I got nowhere near. I got well over 6 hours. I have been training, I hope to be at least my personal record. I've got it on Strava somewhere. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was very impressive. It was definitely over 6 hours. So as long as I beat that, I'll be happy. Age 53. In terms of people looking at this event, what preparation would you recommend?
Just walk up and down hills. If you're going to prep for this event, you've never done it before, you've never run on the hills with weight, you start off with lightweight. Just get out there, do the distance, and slowly increase the weight. Get out onto the hills. There's nothing else. Obviously, running is going to be good for you, but there's nothing else that can prepare you other than walking over hills with weight on your back. That is it. It's that simple.
No nav skills required, right?
No nav skills. Nearly 1,000 flags out there for the guys to follow.
Which is put out this morning.
They've all gone out this morning. It is nearly impossible to get lost on this event. Somebody's proved me wrong. But I always say it's
they have. They
proved me wrong. They took a. They were. I always say if you've gone 300 meters without seeing a flag on this event, you're going the wrong way. They went quite a way out of their way. They really did. But anyway, it's another story.
And speaking of safety, what sort of safety measures have you got in place?
Obviously, the DS are out there. We've got a series of RBs. Checkpoints that the guys go through. We've got medics out there. The trouble is very difficult for a medic to get anywhere. Our default setting is always going to be to call 999.
You've got some highly qualified people on the hill.
They're only as good as where they are, that location. Long haul route, and if you've got a medic at Randy Gill and your drama is down the bottom of White Fell, your medic's not going to get there. So the guys are out there. There are guys with the med training, but default setting 999 mountain rescue.
This is a great event and I would hope you keep putting it all. Do you have any, are you just loyal to this location or have you got any aspirations
personally,
to do other stuff?
It's loyal to this location. This is historically where I did my selection process.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of the selection process, the weekend events, took place. It's handy for most squadrons. When one of the jock squadrons would run it, we'd head up there and they'd take control and it would be up there. But a lot of it was done in the Howgills. The bonus to the Howgills is nobody comes. When you're out, you don't see many walkers.
No.
We flagged the route today. We saw one guy running, he lives in the village, and two ladies who were just out for a walk. Nobody seems to come, and you've been yourself, it's beautiful, you know,
yeah,
great
no,
training.
it's very lush, very green.
Mhm.
I like the soft underfoot, I keep saying that, but I do love that.
And
With the Brecons, it gets a bit grim and you're always rocks and stones. For those interested in participating next year, where should they look to get more information?
Most of it is on Facebook.
And I put a link in the description. Yeah.
We don't market it like we should do, really. Myself, Craig, the DS, we do it out of enjoyment. At the moment, mainly Facebook. That's where our page is. Possibly Instagram. You know, once this event's out the way, look to get an Instagram page. And then SI entries. If you go on to SI entries,
yeah,
you will find the event on their website as well. That is the booking system we use. Yeah.
Brilliant. Any stories about the event in the past 5 editions that come to mind?
All we are interested in is getting people over the finish line.
Yeah.
We don't want 100 people to turn up and 20 people finish. We really don't want that. We're not here to make it an impossible event. We're here for people to cross the finish line. The boys are out there all day to facilitate that happening. We have a cut-off at the turnaround that you have to make. If you don't make it, you're not sent on the return leg. That's why the boys are very supportive. They want to see you guys finish. But up to now, we get quite a lot of people finishing and we don't have any dramas.
Although in terms of attrition, I think last year you had less than 40 finishers, right? How many started?
I think it was about 60 started. I think it was about 60.
Yeah, remember getting to the halfway point, the return leg is harder than the way out.
Yeah, we want people to cross that finish line. That way they go away and tell people, I've done this event, I finished it. People who don't finish events don't tend to spread the word.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to chat a bit more about reserve selection. That will be a separate video, so look out for that. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. But then with that, we're going to leave it for as far as the event goes. Really looking forward to it. Thanks for your time, Jan, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Is this the right bus stop? John, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you, mate. Darren,
how you doing, Phil?
Ready for another one? Or for another event?
Yeah, I hope so. I like your videos on YouTube.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you're going to be on one now, so. Good to meet you, mate.
Nice
What's your name?
Jeff Johnson.
Awesome, awesome.
Come down
Your first one?
Yep, first one. Never done anything like this before.
Awesome.
Joined up because of your video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just trying to raise some money for my friend who contracted MND last year, so just raising some money to support him.
Oh, amazing, yeah. And, so sorry to hear about your friend.
Thank you. But yeah, beautiful scenery, beautiful day.
Yeah, you're in for a treat. You're in for a real treat. This was one of my real highlights last year.
Yeah.
Have a great one, mate.
Well.
Pleasure to meet you.
Good luck.
I'll see you later.
One of the hardest parts of this is crossing the start line. So well done for being here. If you see somebody else struggling and you feel like you can go to their aid, please go to their aid. If it costs you your race, we will give you a free place next year. Okay? If it costs means that you're not going to complete the race, and we have done that. That said, I don't want two of you faking it, because you've had enough saying one of you pretends to be completely sick and the other one says I have to help them, okay? Most of you, certainly the loaded category, are carrying 3 litres. What, 802? Is it 802? Everybody's ready? Nobody's got any questions? Everybody happy? Everybody smiling?
Here with Kevin.
Kev, yeah.
Yeah, Kev, I've seen you a few times in the Brecon Beacons for events. And you've done this one as well, haven't you, last year?
Did this one, yeah.
I remember now.
4th year, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 4th year, amazing.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah. Very hard, but it's a bit less grim than Brecon Beacons can be. So it's like a giant Teletubby land.
It is, yeah. This is the thing that does people in most
Yeah.
in Brecon is the babies' heads.
Yeah. You know, I just realised I left my flipping walking poles. I forgot to bring them. Oh well. Better go old school today. You know what? You always forget one thing.
I know.
Now I know what it is.
Mine was almost my number this morning.
All right. All right. Good luck. So this year, not running, the downhills. That's how I went wrong last year. Saved my knees. What's your name, buddy?
Barry.
Barry, good to meet you. First time?
First time, yeah. Done the fan dance in January.
Yeah.
We've got our own rocking club in Scotland. Seen your YouTube video saying it was 3 times harder.
Yeah.
Didn't believe you.
I don't think I said 3 times. I thought it's about 1 and it's about 50% harder. Yeah.
Well, 3.5k in and I believe you. You were right. We're lucky because you don't know what weather you're going to get. You can
Yeah.
see nothing.
Once again, yeah, lovely.
You're going to get a
Morning. Morning.
Nice
one.
Cheers.
69.
69.
That is steep. Oh, different techniques for going downhill. Andrew, how's it going? How's it going so far? Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to apply some extra sunscreen, some sun cream here. Stunning route. So, how are you getting on?
You know, I said I was doing alright before.
Yeah.
That was a lie. No.
Well, we're over halfway of the outleg, so the 7k done. 8k done in just under 2 hours, so yeah, just over 4k an hour pace now. 550 meters of elevation. Try and keep this pace. It is dry. I remember last year that was a little puddle. 730 meters of elevation done. 8.7k in. Staff, good, thanks.
What number are we?
69. My lucky number.
This is the 3rd time I've done it.
Okay.
The first time I was 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
The second time I was 8 hours.
Right. Down the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys mind being in the YouTube video? I'm doing it. What are your names?
My name's Hope.
Hope.
And George.
George, good to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Welsh Guards. Good. So are you active duty at the moment?
No, I left a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
are you guys based in Wales or in London, or how does it work with the Welsh Guards?
in London. Well,
Okay,
Windsor,
yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, cool. Cool.
recruit from Wales.
So most of the people in it are from Wales?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're from Wales.
Okay, cool.
And most of the people in it are Welsh.
Interesting.
Right,
Yeah, that's up, mate. Are you load bearing?
Sorry?
Are you load bearing?
I am.
Wow, front runner. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Good, you? Good work. Hello, mate. Wow, you're in the top 10 easily. Well done, mate.
Thank you. I don't know, mate.
Good work, mate. Good work.
Thank you.
Good, thanks, you.
Surviving, I think, today.
Yeah. Good work, Martin.
You'd have brought a sledge. You'd have brought a sledge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I hate the downhill.
It's actually harder, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, excellent effort.
Well done, you.
Good effort, yeah. Catch you in a bit, mate. Good to see you. You too. Good work. I remember you from last year. You're going slightly faster this year, aren't you, I think? Or not?
I feel it.
Good work.
Don't feel like it.
No. All the best. Yeah. Good effort, isn't it? Halfway point. 3 hours, 2 minutes in.
There he is.
Staff Reardon.
How are we?
Good, you?
Good, mate, good.
Staff Elliott. I'm going to refill my water. Bit of admin.
Now, mate, how are you feeling? Well within your capacity.
I'm on schedule. Last year I went too fast on the out leg, so I've paced myself deliberately. Nice work, mate. Definitely in the cut-off. Keep going. Good work, guys. I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good, I like your channel.
Good effort, thank you, mate, thank you. Yeah, well, you're going to be in it now.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, how are you finding it? Is your first one? Or?
Tough as anything,
Isn't it? Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah, loving it. Last one I'm doing though.
Oh, why's
You
that?
inspired me to do these.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the drink and stuff. I don't drink either.
Yeah,
I'm 5 years
brilliant.
sober.
Oh, congratulations,
Yeah,
mate.
that was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
This is my last one.
Yeah.
Then going back to marathons.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's it's addictive. You might come back to it.
Yeah, you never
All
know.
round.
Thanks again.
Good to meet you, mate. Right. This is an extremely long uphill. Keep going. Just the continuous ascent you get at this event is just unlike any other event I know. And it's hard to remember, because I know it was tough, but then you're here and you're like, yeah, I had actually forgotten how tough. Anyway, yeah, I've said it before, this is fan dance plus 50%. It's 1140 meters of vertical ascent done, which is way more than the entire fan dance put together. And we're about 15k in of what is I think sort of 25-26k route, and the toughest ascent is yet to come. Well, we got that one done. How are you getting on?
Water burst again.
Oh, have you got any left?
Yeah, I've got some, yeah.
Yeah, because they've got a replan on the next checkpoint.
Yeah, I thought I'm not going to, yeah, I've got a couple of litres spare in my bag.
So what do you think so far? It's tasty, isn't it?
Yeah, proper. Tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've forgotten how long this ascent was. The next one is not quite as long, but it's steeper.
Yeah, I bet it's like VW Valley, isn't it?
Yeah, the next one, yeah, but in all honesty, it's a bit longer. But once you get up there, Then the rest is just flat and downhill.
Melody snap.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful scenery for it, isn't it?
There you go. Yeah. Well worth it.
Yeah.
Right. Get out the back of my head now.
Goes on a bit. Replenish my water, because last year I actually managed to run out. And now, my favourite bit, up the calf. Absolute beast, and when you see that top, that is not the top, there's more after it. Let's get stuck in. Comes from down there. Hi guys, 69.
You happy that's over?
Yeah, very happy, yeah. Did it last year, but you can't remember what it's like until you're back.
You turn up and you're like, why don't I do that again?
Yeah. Thanks guys. That's all the elevation done. Most of it anyway. 1600 meters of elevation. Hello, good, Kevin, how are you?
You holding up?
Yeah, alright.
Well, I found that last climb, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying to myself, I don't know what I'm doing here. No, you can get in there a lot quicker this year. .2k done. We're not at the finish. Definitely beat last year's time. Thank you. Thanks guys. Thank you. Thanks Kevin, thanks guys. Boom. That's it.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
What's your number?
69.
Feel good?
Yeah, good. Yeah. I beat last year's time, which is what it was about. But I was really slow last year.
By how much?
At least 10 minutes. But I forgot my walking poles today, so I'm happy with that. This time I can pace myself a bit better.
Okay.
Over there.
Well done.
Thank you.
23.
22.
22.
Well done.
Yeah. Look.
Here's Daniel White, and fans of the channel will recognise Scouse Elliott. He's all about the same shades. Well, in one of the comments, they actually asked you about this wrapparound.
And they absolutely did. That's why I mentioned it. Yeah. So now you know, as the.
Yeah, exactly. When you were in 2-3, you saw a lot of these, didn't you? Because you were involved in
maybe
these.
done this 10 times.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. So you used to look after selection, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah. IC selection for a while, and DS selection, and then guest DS selection. You know. And, yeah. It used to be I think this was a DS-led march, so there was no navigation.
Yeah.
But we'd take off, and you were looking at the front markers were doing 5.5, 6k an hour.
Yeah. Oh wow. 5, 6, yeah. Today, I think I didn't even get 4k an hour. I go about 3.5.
Yeah.
So you mean the whole route you needed to go about 5k an hour?
You need to fly. I think the cut-off was 5 hours, and I think the distance was 25k.
Which is back at the start.
Yeah. Slightly different start, but I think Jan explained that at the beginning.
Yeah. You go down a bit further now. Guys, they needed to be then fit enough, I guess, to pass.
Yeah, I mean, it was the venue did test week.
Yeah.
You know, this was the gateway. You know,
Yes.
But the thing was that the lads had been on weekends like this in 9 weekends to the build-up, and so by the time they were on the start line up there, they weren't expecting to make that. It wasn't oh, let's see if we can do it. They were expecting to make it.
And I guess with your background, there is a tendency to have people to involved to guard the standards. Was that a thing? Like, was it?
Absolutely. You know, 2-3 selection is overseen by 2-2.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool.
What we call permanent staff instructors are.
PSIs,
PSIs are constantly monitoring everything. You know, and these weekends were organised, set up, and administered by PSIs.
So, given that you were in Liverpool, the Wirral, to be precise, the Wirral, so you were always G Squadron then?
At that time, yeah.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Scouse, and I'm sure we'll meet again.
Thanks, Freddie. I'm sure we will.
Third today.
Hey, that's amazing. What was your time?
4:53.
Which is like incredible. What's your background that you're actually quite good at these?
Yeah, a bit of sport, I suppose. You know, looking back, various things, triathlons, you know, cycle racing. I did that for 20 years. And
Cycling is great for this.
This is still a different thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I was really pleased with that today because that was not easy.
No,
it does. Yeah, you've got to really fight to keep your form strong, I think, because right towards the end now, I could feel my hips starting to move and your form starts to break down.
Well, congratulations, mate. That is an incredible third. Because you were really worried about it, the whole event.
Yeah. I mean, they're massive. Just the size of it, you can't tell somebody. It's not so much the gradient, because I think you can find like steep gradients in lots of places, but it's just the size of it, the magnitude of it in there. It's just crazy. I've watched your video about 100 times, but nothing can quite.
A few people have told me this. They said, "I watched your video and you didn't say anything about how tough it was." But really, there's no point to try it to start.
A really great event, well done, and really good team. And I felt little things like when you get to DS's, and it's a well done, mate. It means a lot, doesn't it? A well run event is worth its weight in gold, isn't it?
Hey guys, as alluded in the interview with Jan, there's going to be a follow-up to this video in which we go a bit deeper into Jan's experiences of passing selection for 2-3 SAS. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss when that one comes out. As always, see you in the hills.